Have you ever wondered how a young girl like Arya Stark, a simple daughter of a northern lord, could survive in the brutal world of Westeros and transform into one of the most lethal characters of her generation? Arya's story is a journey of loss, resilience, and transformation, marked by moments that redefine who she is and what she represents. Arya Stark was never a conventional lady. From a young age, she felt out of place in the noble halls of Winterfell. While her sister Sansa dreamed of fairy tales and marriages, Arya craved adventure. Instead of dresses and embroidery, she longed for swords and battles. This rebellious spark deeply connected her to Jon Snow, her half-brother, who understood her like no one else. It was Jon who gave her her first sword, Needle, a small weapon, but one imbued with profound meaning. Needle was not just a sword, it was an extension of Arya's free and determined spirit. But what truly marked the beginning of her transformation was the journey to King's Landing. Far from the safety of Winterfell, Arya was exposed to the cruelty and intrigues of the South. Her encounter with Syrio Forel, the first sword of Braavos, was a turning point. Syrio taught her the art of water dancing, a graceful yet deadly form of swordplay. More than that, he gave her a mantra to guide her in the darkest moments. Fear cuts deeper than swords. These words became a beacon for Arya, especially as everything around her fell apart. The execution of her father, Ned Stark, was a devastating blow. Arya was forced to watch, powerless, as her world crumbled. But instead of succumbing to despair, she fled, embarking on a journey that would lead her to reinvent herself countless times. Under the protection of Yoren of the Night's Watch, Arya assumed the identity of Arry, a peasant boy. This was the beginning of a series of disguises that would help her survive in a world where being recognized as a Stark was a death sentence. Throughout her journey, Arya witnessed and endured unimaginable horrors. She was captured, forced to serve enemies, and saw friends die. These experiences shaped her worldview, hardening her. In Harrenhal, she faced the brutality of men like Gregor Clegane and Amory Lorch. But it was also there that she met Jaqen H'ghar, a man who changed the course of her life by introducing her to the power of the Faceless Men. With Jaqen's help, Arya discovered the power of using names as weapons. The list of people she wished to kill became a nightly prayer, a reminder of her mission and the hatred that drove her. But her introduction to the world of the Faceless Men was not just about vengeance, it was about shedding her old identity. In Braavos, Arya began to learn what it meant to be no one. While she embraced part of this concept, she never fully abandoned who she was. Arya Stark remained beneath the assassin's training. Gradually, Arya honed her skills. In Braavos, she not only learned to lie and manipulate, but also to kill with precision. Each step she took distanced her from her childhood, but brought her closer to her true essence. She was not merely a Stark, nor just an assassin. Arya was a unique blend of both. Her return to Westeros brought a renewed sense of purpose. The list, once a mantra of hatred, now became a tool for personal justice. Arya crossed names off her list with deadly precision, culminating in iconic moments like her vengeance against Walder Frey. Using the skills acquired from the Faceless Men, she exterminated the Frey lineage, avenging the Red Wedding massacre in a brutal act of retribution. But perhaps Arya's greatest test was not her ability to kill, but her capacity to reconnect with her family. When she finally returned to Winterfell, she found a transformed home and a sister with whom she had always had differences. Her reconciliation with Sansa and their joint fight against threats like the White Walkers and Cersei Lannister showed that despite everything, Arya was still a Stark. She might have been a skilled assassin, but she never let go of her love for her family. And so, the final question arises, what does the future hold for Arya Stark? She is a natural explorer, a woman who has always sought beyond what the eye can see. Her desire to sail west to unknown territories symbolizes her endless search for identity and purpose. But will she finally find peace on this journey, or will the girl who refused to be tamed continue to challenge fate until the end of her days?